What is up, guys? Winter Update 2021 is here, and from what I can see, fucking sucks. Like, I don't know if I just haven't read into it enough, but excuse me, I've been reading the comments and I've kind of read through it a bit. I haven't really read through it all, but just kind of scanned through it, and it seems like no one's really happy. And they didn't do a test server or anything, so right away, I mean, Tibia is down right now because there was some bugs, I guess, that they found right away. It's been down for a couple hours at the least. All servers, so yeah, definitely a terrible rollout, but we'll see how it plays out. Initial thought is it seems like they are just continuously inflating, well, the market, but just so Tibia coins are going to be more and more viable for people because making enough gold in game is just simply too hard. So for the rich people that are willing to pump money into the game so they can have the best items, works for them. Barrier to entry for new players, just getting worse and worse each update, it seems. And no quality of life, really. No major quest lines we know of. New item effects. Ooh, analyzer extension. Oh, that's the raw XP. It's crazy. But let's get into it and see what this fucking steaming pile of shit is. The Exaltation Forge, Exalted, whatever. It offers players a way to upgrade weapons, armor, and helmets. Items can be increased in tiers with a maximum number of tiers from an item being limited by its classification into one of 4 groups. I don't know what that means yet. There are 2 ways to rank up an item to a higher tier. The first one requires 2 of the same items to be fused. So if you have to upgrade a soul item, you have to use 2 of them? These items are so fucking rare. In addition to a sum of gold. Higher tiers demand higher price. Makes sense. 100 dust. That's from looted. Successive fusion is not guaranteed. There's a possibility that the second item will be either reduced by 1 tier, or in case it was tier 0, it may be destroyed. Oh, okay. Using exalted cores, the success of the operation can be increased, however, and the risk of losing tier gets reduced should the fusion failed. The other way to increase an item's tier is by transferring a tier from another item of the same class. So does that mean, like, if I had the best soul sword, I could use tier 6 from my gnome sword? Maybe, I don't know. The target item which is to receive the tier has to be tier 0, while the source item from which the tier is transferred has to be at least tier 2. But so does that mean you could do... Oh, right, they have to be in the same class, though. So, like, a regular axe and a soul cutter or whatever, yeah, aren't in the same tier. Aren't in the same class. That makes sense. This transfer is guaranteed to succeed. The target item receives the source item's tier by reduction of 1 tier, while the source item itself will be destroyed during the transfer. Guaranteed destruction on this one, chance on this one. This is silly. Upgrading an item this way provides it with the new effects Onslaught, Ruse, and Momentum. I haven't even looked at these yet, so I don't know what they do. Since the introduction of... this one's fucking bananas. Since the introduction of the Exaltation Forge may have a noticeable impact on item prices, we've decided to cancel all market offers of weapons, armors, and helmets so sellers can reevaluate the price they want. So here comes market inflation to fucking crazy, which we don't need. The market fee for these offers has been refunded. The price limit for a market listing has also been raised from 999 million to 900, right? Yeah. 999 million to 999 billion. So we're closing on $1 trillion 1 trillion gold transactions, which this just makes no sense. Unless you're 1,000 plus, to gain this kind of money just doesn't happen. And even at level 1,000, you have to loot fucking tons of soul items and tons of Cobra Falcon. Like, this is silly. Let's see this news. Actually, before, I think this one has showcase. Let's check showcased first. This shows everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. Are you wondering how big an impact your current XP bonuses actually have in your hunt? This is such a fucking silly update. To remove any guesswork and manual calculations in such case, the XP Analyzer and Hunt Analyzer will receive entries for raw XP gain and raw XP an hour. So that literally means what XP an hour you'd be getting if you didn't have your boost and you didn't have your prey on. Which, boost is super easy to calculate. Prey's a little turkier, but it's like, do I care that much? Like, is this a huge... give, like, something you guys really worked on for us? But yeah, they added a red... Oh, what? They added a red box in to see the monster you're currently targeting. Are those? Is that literally just a fucking Photoshop picture? The way the demons are stacked on one another? I think it might be. Did they just Photoshop that instead of actually doing it? Maybe not. I don't know. Oh yeah, here's the other one. Are silver and gold tokens piling up in your depot with too few ways to spend them? No. No one is having this problem, besides completely Dominando servers. Then you might be interested in a new majestic outfit, which costs a pretty penny. The royal costume, which is a crown set, which, you know, I kind of like. But 15,000 silver tokens and 12,500 gold tokens for the base outfit. So you have to pay 15 of one and 12.5 for the other? Oh my god. And then another. It's 30k and 25k tokens. That is so many. You'll receive a title. No way. The weight of silver and gold tokens has been reduced from 0.2 ounces to 0.01 ounces. Does it even look good? The full kind of looks silly, but I can see how it's okay. Do you have a wealth of mounts to ride, but are using only a small amount? Randomized mount in the customized character outfit will come in handy. Cool. I guess that's big news, I guess. So let's see the comments on this. This is where it gets interesting. I haven't even looked into like ruse and oh, here we go. Find fear. Where's the okay. Yeah, I didn't really get much from this one. So let's just see some comments. Where's the quality of life content? What is the strength of each tier weapon? Say I improve a falcon bow to tier 1. What does that mean versus tier 0? Same with tier 2, tier 3. Yeah, no quality of life. Remember when everybody hated to break items in order to upgrade them? So the humans, as we know them now, were introduced. It's the same thing all over again. Yeah, we're not enough to get gold, silver tokens now. The items are missing too. Now you can sell farmers' hats and other rares in America and actually get info about their average price. But like, who's buying 500 billion gold items? Like, what? That doesn't even make the money. Just doesn't make sense. And once it gets introduced via Tibia coins, everything's gonna get inflated on that server, and any average, even high level player below that's not filthy rich, will suffer from that. Okay, here we go. It takes 5 minutes for fiendish monsters to appear. While it's theoretically possible that they happen to be in the same area, it's rather unlikely, as only a handful of them are present at the same time in the game world. Yeah, see, it just seems it seems like they're making things too rare. Like that, I guess it's a big deal to see one and find one, but like for the average player, they're never gonna get to. Kind of same as like some of the quests. Like the average player is not gonna get a soul item, let alone a soul set. Like, you're not gonna have the best in slot item as a player that's played for 5 to 6 years unless you're really grinding, which that seems silly to me. For the first tier, it's 0.5% onslaught, 0.5% ruse, and 2% momentum. Each subsequent tier increases the amount classification. Okay, let's see update news. Let's see if we can find this. I don't. Okay. There was, oh yeah, so these fiendish monsters are spawning in inaccessible areas. Zhao, Chillfrost, not even, it's May and June, I think, or something. So, and I think some spawn in the Isle of Destiny. Yeah, here's my thinking. You're making the game less accessible for casuals and new players by the minute. This system is so poorly explained. Looking at the in-game window makes this look ridiculously convoluted. The top tier best in slot items in this game are already out of this world expensive, available only to a select few, top 3 to 5%. I agree with this completely. And now you need multiple of these same overpriced items. Playing this game at the highest level is a 5 to 10k investment. And yeah, I mean, Well, think of like someone that's like got 400 mil in the bank. Like that's a very substantial amount of gold. Can't even afford 2 of best in slot items. So unless you're selling Tibia coins, or unless you have the loot chance or loot luck of I don't know who, you're not going to be able to really experience some of this stuff. Yeah, it's virtually impossible for a new player to catch up. Big time. I haven't read into the tiers yet, how items are tiered, because the game worlds were up, but there was a bunch of bugs. So people got to check it out for like a couple hours, and then the bugs happened, and then they shut things down. Isle of Destiny, yeah. I don't like monster. Where can I remove this option? That's a good question. Find, Fiend, and Edge are on. Oh, Mercs. I mean, it'll be cool to check it out, but like, there's just... Oh, here's a big tutor. Influence creatures and their dust. It's hard to see the small icon plus number. I killed some without even noticing the small dust icon numbers. Find Fiend. Okay, let's go back into this. I knew there was latest news section. Latest news. Winter update. They talked about these. I thought they talked about these creatures somewhere. There will be not. Oh, I guess the 25th anniversary is coming up too, so that makes sense. That's crazy. I remember the 20th. Okay, let's see. Oh, here it is. In order to get dust, which is non-tradable, players have to kill influence monsters. These creatures have a low chance to spawn in place of regular monster and are stronger versions of each monster. They carry 1 to 5 stacks, which gives them increased damage and maximum health. The more they have, the stronger they are, and the higher the potential to yield more dust. How many stacks a creature has is indicated below their name in the game window. While a player can only carry 100 dust, this limit can be increased to a maximum of 225. So let's see this. Oh yeah, so the Squid Warden. You can see the little 3 there, so it's... What's it called? Influence monster. So he's 3 of 5, so he's pretty strong. This dragon is... What? Doesn't even say. Is that a 1? Are these photoshopped? Did they just not... They just like photoshopped in the sprites rather than actually having gameplay footage of it or gameplay pictures? This just makes sense to me. Because that's not a clear picture, and it's different than this one. This one has a little symbol and 3. This one has a little symbol with a 1, maybe? Or an exclamation point? It's weird. In addition to influence monsters, there are also fiendish monsters. Oh, that's a fiendish one. Sorry. These are even stronger creatures, which do, however, also give more dust, as well as new tradable resources called slivers. They're considerably rarer than influence monsters. A new spell, Find Fiend, will be introduced, which indicates the direction of the nearest fiendish creature. Dust can be converted into slivers. Slivers, exalted cores. Here we go. 3 new effects can be gained by using the Forge. Onslaught, through which an attack may deal 60% bonus damage. So it's an increased crit attack. 60% on a weapon? Whew. You imagine critting with and getting an exalted bonus damage? Or an onslaught bonus damage? Like hitting 2Ks or something on PvP? Which is additive to critical hits. Ruse, which provides a chance of completely avoiding damage from an attack, and finally Momentum, which grants a chance every 2 seconds to reduce all existing spell cooldowns by 2 seconds if the battle sign is present. This affects individual spell cooldown and the secondary group cooldowns, but not the primary group. Okay. Oh, then they'll like proc, like same as like, I just use, I don't know what proc stands for, but they will show you that they happened. I don't know how I feel about that. So these, when you, I wonder how these numbers increase when you get a 10 out of 10 item. So that's Fiendish and Influence monsters. That's the Forge. It's a new outfit, which... Is there no new places or monsters? Because I feel like making an Fiendish monster and an influence monster was probably simple code adjustment. Just like a RNG random chance of this creature spawning with increased stats. I don't think that would be too hard to code, but you know, this is from me outside looking in. Wow. That might be the most underwhelming update I've seen to date, and I've been around for 20 years, which is scary to think. So yeah, I guess from what I see, this is the winter update 2021. I don't really know what to expect. Tibia is still down, so I figured I may as well take a look into this and see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It looks like a lot of the players aren't happy, but that happens at every update. I mean, you can't please everyone, but for kind of a casual player and someone who's been around a while, this looks shitty. This looks terrible. Oh, there was one more thing I want to show you. A buddy in my Discord showed me this. This is from Reddit, so I don't know if this is correct. Oh, what's going on here? Bring this over. Maximize. Okay. So Lofty. Okay, great. I'm finally rich enough to have a tier 10 Cobrax. Now I can finally transfer this power into my Soul Eater. This is a relatively simple process, but I will go from tier 10 to tier 9. So if I actually want a tier 10 Soul Eater, I will need to collect 2,048 Cobraxes plus a spare Soul Eater. Now this, I haven't done enough research into to see if this is true, but this would be so fucked. 2,000 Cobraxes and a spare Soul Eater. This is bananas. That now you're probably closing in on that 500 bill for an item or something, which how do you make that much money in game? So, assuming that each stage costs 750k, as with the first tier, the following costs stand true. N equals number of items required, cost equals... Yeah, so tier 1 you need 2. Which is plus 750k. Per item? I don't follow this completely. Tier 2 you need 4 Cobraxes plus 2 mil. Tier 3 you need 8 plus 5kk. Tier 4, so on. So for tier 10, the Cobrax, you need 24 Cobraxes at 765 or 7kk. And then to make it to a tier 10 Soul Eater, you would need 1.5 bill just in gold. Whether this is true or not, like I said, I didn't... Oh, my face is in the way. I didn't read into this. Just someone posted on Reddit, which Reddit is king. Reddit always has this shit figured out. This makes no sense. So that's why they changed the limit for market listing from 999 million to 999 billion. Which this amount of money is just not fathomable for 99.9% of the player base, which to me makes me think that this update doesn't make much sense then. It's like, I understand you have to provide top tier content for these people, but you can't make it the basis of an update. You can't say, you know, we're going to add new top level stuff, so, you know, end game stuff, but then make it the basis of your update. Similar to the Soul Items update was like, you have to be level 400 or 500 plus to even see any of this. And that was the basis of a whole update. And I mean, I'm level 400, and unless you have a team or like, unless you're know people or are willing to pay, there was guilds running it for Tibia coins or like millions of gold just to have a chance at getting an item that you might need. It just doesn't make sense to me. I understand Tibia is supposed to be a very grindy, you know, long-term RPG, but this just seems to be a little silly. But I think that's it. I mean, we went through everything that I could find, and not, like I said, pretty underwhelming, and definitely not excited for it by any means. Like, I don't see anything new. Like, the new, unless like maybe this makes it, the only thing I can take from this for the Forge is if it makes the ability of old monsters or old items to be relevant again, then I think that's a really good update, or a really good aspect of the update. Because if you can, you know, make use of, at a low level knight, a spike sword, you can get a tier 10 spike sword that's actually, you know, similar to a really good item at level 200. Like, again, it's a bunch of money involved, but if it just can bring a little bit of old content back to relevancy, then I think that makes sense. So yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think of this update. Probably do your own reading. I grazed through it and glanced through it, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and I probably, you know, talked fast or was not completely clear on some spots, but let me know what you guys think. Hopefully the game world comes up soon so I can play and check it out. But yeah, thanks for watching if you made it this far, and we'll catch you in the next one, and take care, guys. Peace.